The melody within. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by green hills and golden fields, there lived a young boy named Shiv. From a very young age, Shiv had an extraordinary love for music, especially the guitar. While other kids played outside after school, Shiv would rush home, grab his old wooden guitar, and sit by the window where sunlight streamed in. He would close his eyes, strum softly, and lose himself in the melodies he created. His music wasn't perfect, but it was pure. Every note he played reflected his feelings, his happiness, his dreams, and even his fears. Music was his escape, his best friend, and his way of expressing what words couldn't. One day, exciting news spread across the village. A grand talent show was going to be held in the town square, a chance for everyone to showcase their gifts. Shiv's friends encouraged him to participate, and though nervous, he agreed. Deep down, he hoped it would be his moment to shine. But as the day drew closer, doubts began to creep into Shiv's mind. What if I make a mistake, he thought. What if the audience laughs? What if I'm not good enough? He started comparing himself to others. The boy who could sing beautifully, the girl who played the violin flawlessly, and the dancers who always got the loudest applause. Slowly the excitement turned into fear, and the melodies that once brought him peace now made him anxious. Seeing this, Shiv's grandfather, his biggest supporter and closest friend, noticed the change. One evening he found Shiv sitting silently on the porch, staring at his guitar. He walked over, sat beside him and said gently, "Shiv, why does your music sound so sad today?" Shiv looked down and replied softly, "Dadaji, I don't think I'm good enough to perform. Everyone else is better. What if I fail?" His grandfather smiled kindly. "You remind me of myself when I was your age," he said. "I too had a dream, not of playing music, but of becoming a painter. But I was full of self-doubt, just like you are now, so I went to a wise old artist in the nearby town to ask for help." Intrigued, Shiv listened closely as his grandfather continued. "The artist listened to me patiently and gave me a strange challenge. He asked me to paint a picture on a large canvas in front of a crowd. I was terrified. What if they laughed? What if I made a mistake? But the artist just smiled and said, 'Don't worry about what others might think. Paint from your heart. Every stroke should carry your soul. Beauty lies not in perfection, but in authenticity.'" Encouraged by those words, Shiv's grandfather accepted the challenge. With trembling hands he began painting. At first the lines were uneven, but soon his emotions took over. Each brushstroke carried his joy, his pain, his memories. And by the end, a beautiful masterpiece came to life. "When I finished," his grandfather said softly, "the people didn't see perfection. They saw honesty. They saw me. And that day I realized something. True success is not about being the best or pleasing others. It's about expressing who you really are, without fear." Shiv listened intently. Those words lit a spark inside him. That night, he picked up his guitar again. Not to impress anyone, but to play from his heart. He practiced tirelessly for days. His fingers ached, but he didn't stop. He played every note with emotion, remembering his grandfather's words. Authenticity is more powerful than perfection. Finally, the day of the talent show arrived. The square was packed with villagers, music echoing all around. Shiv took a deep breath, stepped onto the stage, and for a moment, everything went silent. He looked at his grandfather in the crowd, who gave him a reassuring nod. Then, Shiv began to play. His fingers danced across the strings, weaving a melody that was raw and heartfelt. Every note carried a story, his fears, his dreams, his courage. The audience was spellbound. No one moved, no one whispered. When he finished, the air was filled with thunderous applause. At that moment, Shiv realized something beautiful. He didn't need to win. He had already conquered his biggest enemy, his own fear. He didn't win the talent show that day, but deep in his heart, he felt victorious. He had learned that success isn't always about trophies or recognition. It's about the courage to stay true to yourself and share your gift with the world. From that day forward, Shiv continued to play his guitar. Not for fame, not for validation, but for the joy of creating something real. His melodies inspired others in the village. Many said his music had a strange magic. It healed hearts, brought smiles, and reminded everyone that passion is the truest form of success. Moral of the story: believe in yourself. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Perfection fades, but authenticity lasts forever. When you pour your heart into what you love, the world can't help but listen. If you like this story, please like, share, and subscribe my channel.